So I want to talk about this Bitdefender report. Shout out to them for this report, but they released their 2023 cybersecurity assessment report, and they hired a third party to go through and interview 400 IT professionals ranging from junior managers all the way up through CISOs at companies of over 1,000 employees throughout the United States and Europe. And some of this data is fascinating. I'm only going to cover specifically about data breaches here, but there's more information if you want to read about it. I'll leave the link down below or in the comments for you to actually go out there and download the report yourself. But check out this image. This is in the last 12 months of have you experienced a data breach. So overall, 51% or 51.7% actually of people experienced a data breach. But 74.7% of US respondents had suffered a data breach. The one thing I want to focus on too right now is, okay, now you've suffered a data breach. So what happens next? Well, this report was fascinating. It goes, have you been told to keep a security breach confidential or keep it confidential when you know it should have been reported? So maybe you know that you're breaking the law. Overall, if you check this out, 42% of respondents were told to keep it confidential. 29.9% of them kept it confidential knowing it should have been reported. Now remember, Europe has GDPR, and the United States does have data privacy laws in each state where they have to do reporting, so this is kind of bad. But it gets worse when you look at the countries. So now let's look at the countries. 70.7% of the respondents in the United States said that they were told to keep it secret. Now this is over 1,000 employees. I know a lot of companies in the Metro Detroit area and throughout the United States that have had data breaches that have not reported it, including a company that's worth more than $1 billion, actually two companies that are worth more than $1 billion that are private, that had data breaches that never reported it. So from your perspective, do you think that's right? Well, if you dig into the numbers, 54.7% of the people from the United States that responded to this, they kept it confidential. So like 16% of the people actually reported it, which seems about right. But it gets even worse. When you break it down by industry, 66.7% of HR and legal firms were telling people to not report it. I'm just saying, HR has some pretty confidential information, so do legal firms, and maybe they should be reporting this stuff. But the point of this whole video is this report is fascinating. You should definitely read it, but think about it from the perspective of the customer, or if you're a business and you have a supply chain that you rely on, is it okay to lie? Is it okay to withhold that kind of information? Because quite frankly, they could have information on you. And they're told to not report it, so you might not know that your data is being used in a way that shouldn't be. Maybe it's leaked out to hackers, or maybe it's leaked out and it's posted on the dark web and now you have a credit situation. This is why small businesses come to us and they say, hey, I don't know anybody that's been hacked. Or they'll actually say the opposite, say, I know somebody's been hacked, but they've never told anybody about it. It's terrifying that people think this is okay. It's not okay. If you are the victim of a cyber attack and you knowingly have broken the law and not reported it, shame on you. So if you work for a company that's been breached and you know it's a violation of law, maybe it's leaked like a lot of consumer information or customer information or something like that, it is your moral and ethical duty to report it. And the only way we're going to get better is to work together to make sure that when we do this, when we experience these cyber attacks, that we share that information with groups and entities so that we know what tactics, techniques, and procedures they use, or TTPs that they used, so we can help protect other businesses. So I want you to think about that. Drop a comment down below if this is something that you have experienced. I mean, don't out yourself completely. I don't want to know. But go read the report, drop a comment down below, like, share, comment, and stay cyber safe.